Hello, you're welcome to New Focus Approach to Mathematics Basics 7. This is the revised edition, and in this video, we want to learn how to draw the images of shapes in the coordinate plane under reflection. So we are in rigid motion, plot point, and then we'll reflect and what will be the outcome of the image. When we talk of reflection, it's just like standing in front of a mirror and seeing your image. So you can see your reflected image. And when you stand in front of mirror and you see your image, your body is almost the same as your image. The difference is that your left hand becomes your right hand and vice versa. And then the distance between you and your mirror is the same as the distance from the mirror to your image. And that is very, very important. When you look at the object here and its image, this is the mirror, and we call it the mirror line. So from the mirror to the object is the same as from the mirror to the image. So we say the image distance is equal to the object distance. We are going to use this to help us plot points and reflect them. So what we are trying to say in conclusion is that reflection involves flipping object over a line called line of reflection, or we can call it a mirror line, or we can call it line of symmetry. And so all we are saying is that anytime we see reflection, it comes in the form of a flipping, like we are flipping over, okay, we are flipping the object over a line. And in this particular diagram that you see here, you can see that the line of reflection will be this one. So the object flip over the mirror line. All right, now let's take a few examples and see. Let's say, for example, we have this particular point A, point B, point C. And we know our point A is 1, 2, B is 4, 1, and C is 2, 5. We want to reflect this particular object over a line called y-axis, or we say S is equal to 0. Y-axis, S is equal to 0, and x-axis, Y is equal to 0. So for now, we are on y-axis. And so we are going to reflect each of the points over the mirror line. Let me start with A. Now, A, from the point A, I can move only one step, then I get to the mirror line. The same thing, I'll move one step, I have to get to the image point. So the image point becomes -1, 2. Then I pick the B. I move 1, 2, 3, 4 before I go to the mirror line. I must do the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to the image point. Then for C, I move 1, 2, I get to the mirror line. Then I move 1, 2, I get to the image. So when I join these points together, I will get the reflected image of the original triangle. And so this is what we call reflection. So you can say the thing is flipping, it flips over, it flips. You can see that it flips like you're opening a book. Now, you can also observe critically that if you compare the point A to A prime, B to B prime, and C to C prime, then it comes like when we have X and Y, your image point becomes -X and +Y. Good. Now, let's look at this in terms of X-axis. If this X-axis becomes our mirror line, okay, then again, we are going to start the point, moving them vertically. So point A, I'll move 1, 2 to the mirror line, and I'll do the same thing, 1, 2 to the image. Point B, I'll move only 1, then I'll do the same thing, 1 to the image. Point C, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I'll go the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will give me the image. When I join them again, I create a reflected image, and you can see again that the whole thing looks like it's flipping over the mirror line. And when you observe the point A, B, and C against point A1, B1, C1, you can also see that anytime you have X and Y, your image becomes X minus Y, or X negative Y. Good. Now let's look at another reflection, where this time we're going to look at reflection in the line Y is equal to X. y is equal to x means that any value of y, the same value we get for x. So when you plot this point, you can get a straight line called y is equal to x. Now this is going to be our mirror line, and so we are going to reflect the point A, B, and C over the mirror line. Here you have to be very careful because because the line is slanted, our plotting is going to be in inclined form. So point A, I'm going to move in the inclined direction of 1, then 2. And I'll do the same thing, 1 and then 2. So the image will come here. Then when I look at the B, okay, B2, I'll do 1, 2, 3, and then half. Then half again, 1, 2, 3. Then I'll get my image here. Then C, I move 1 and then half, then I move half and then 1, and I plot the C there. When I join them, I get this kind of diagram, which is like a flipping over the mirror line. And again, if you observe the values of A, B, and C in line with the A prime, B prime, and C prime, you observe that if A is, let's say, -3, 1, A prime becomes 1, -3. It just swaps. B is -1, 2. Sorry, C is -1, 2. Its image becomes 2, -1. So in the nutshell, when we have x and y, okay, using y equals x, or we can also write it as y minus x is equal to 0. Our image becomes yx. We only swap the position of x and y values. I hope it makes sense. Good. Let's look at the last mirror line. This time around, our mirror line is going to be y is equal to negative x. Y is equal to negative x. That is the line called y equals negative x. If that also becomes our mirror line, from the point A, we can move inclined 1, then half, then 1. Then we get our image here. So that's where we get our A prime. Then B, we move 1, 2, 3. Here we are going to move 1, 2, 3 as well. So we get our image point. Then C, we have 1, 2, 3. Then again we go 1, 2, 3. Then we get our point. When we join them together, we create this mirror image. And if you observe the A, B, and C, you can pause the video and look at it critically. The point A, which is 1, 2, its image became -2, -1. The point B, which is supposed to be 4, 2, became -2, -4. That means the point will swap and then we attach negative to both sides. So using y equals -x as your mirror line, if your value is xy, it becomes -yx. And again, y equals -x is the same as writing y plus x equals 0. They are the same. Good. I'm sure you've learned a lot from this video. Go ahead and solve more questions under reflection. Thanks so much for watching.